So I just got home from work and there was a giant package on my porch. Let's see what it is. It's upside down. Oh, that's heavy. Got a new welder. What do you think, Roxy? Got a new welder. What do you think? All right, guys, so here's the new welder. It's the Everlast Lightning MTS 225. Now, yes, I went back to Everlast. I just couldn't justify buying the Miller for $1,000 more than this machine. So this machine is a multi-processor. It will do TIG steel, TIG aluminum, so it's AC and DC. MIG stainless, MIG steel with C100, MIG aluminum, flux core, and stick. So we'll do all those things. Supposedly this machine is a beast of a unit, so we'll find out. But got your little MIG wire compartment over here. Came with TIG torch with finger switch and foot pedal. Came with ground clamp, MIG gun, and then it also came with the traditional stick welder lead 2, which is over there, but I didn't grab it because I've literally never used it before. Don't plan on using it either, but it's nice to have it just in case you do need it. This machine is also dual voltage, so it will work on 220 or 110 or 240 or 120, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I went with the Everlast again because, like I said, it comes in about $1,000 less than the Miller. It has a little bit more features than the Miller does. I believe this one, if I ever need to, I can actually set it up as a water-cooled unit, where the Miller you can't. And then also they gave me a really good deal on it. They worked with me a little bit on it, gave me a pretty good deal on it. But yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Another thing is Everlast comes with a 5-year warranty, where the Miller only comes with a 3. So that was kind of a big factor, whereas come to find out that the inverters don't last as long as the transformers, so that 5-year warranty basically sealed the deal for me, plus the price point. Probably won't be doing anything with the welder in this video today. There's still a few things that I need to get. I have to get a bottle of straight argon. The only thing I have is the C25 mix, which is 75% argon, 25% CO2 for MIG welding. TIG welding requires 100% argon. So I got to get another bottle of that. The welder is a dual gas inlet, so you can run 2 bottles into the one machine. I got to get some TIG welding consumables like tungsten and filler wire. Then we should be able to start playing with the TIG welding on this. Like I said, I haven't done a whole lot of TIG welding. It's going to be a learning experience. But the first project with this welder is going to be building a cart to put it on. So that will be in an upcoming video here pretty soon, so keep a lookout for that. But in the meantime, we're going to do a little bit of an update on the S10 and show you a little bit of stuff that I've gotten done. Not a whole lot's been done because I've been waiting on some parts. There's been some confusion with shipping and packages and trying to find parts. So not a whole lot's been done, but I'll show you what I did get done. All right, so I got the fuel gauge out of my fuel line and got it replaced with this fuel pressure sensor. So I'll be able to log fuel pressure with the Holley. So in the last video, I mentioned that I was going to use a TPS sensor just to do the initial setup, and then I was going to remove it. But I noticed that a lot of the Holley features require TPS input to either activate or deactivate stuff. So I went and found this TPS sensor for a carburetor. You can see there it hooks up to the linkage, and when you move it, it travels with it. So that is a TPS sensor for a carburetor. I've used these before with 4L80 swaps into a vehicle with carburation, and they work pretty good. So hopefully I can get it to work with this system and it'll be dialed in and ready to go. So I'm currently waiting on a few parts to finish the Holley. Basically I ordered the pressure sensor for why can't I ever speak? The map sensor from Holley. I got one of the cords that splits the can basically so that I can run my display and plug a laptop in at the same time. What else did I get? Oh yeah, intake air temp sensor so that I can monitor the charge temps and see just how well a carburetor works as an intercooler. So we'll put that in the intake manifold somewhere below the carb so that we can see just how cool a carburetor cools the intake charge as opposed to an intercooler. So yeah, the Holley 3.5 bar map sensor, the intake air temp sensor, and then the USB splitter cable. So that stuff should be here tomorrow. No, that's gonna be a few more days. It must be caught up in one of them snowstorms or something. And then I had some wiring stuff ordered. You wouldn't believe how hard it is to find red and black 10 gauge wire in this town. I went to all of the auto parts store. They all had black, but they didn't have red. And my OCD, what little OCD I have, will not let me hook a different color of wire up to that red wire to run to my battery. It's got to be red and black matching 10 gauge wire. I tried AutoZone, O'Reilly's, I even went to Ace Hardware, everywhere. No one had 10 gauge red wire. So I ended up ordering it from CE Auto Electric. I've used that guy before. He's actually locally in Arizona. He's out in Queen Creek, I think. But it's CE Auto Electric, and the guy's name's Tony. He's a pretty cool guy. He stocks all sorts of wiring stuff. So I just ordered 10 feet of each from him, and then a couple other things just to finish up the wiring so that we can get this thing started up. And then I think once we get the power, the main power hooked to the battery on the Holley, I think that it will be able to start. So fingers crossed that that stuff, oh, that's what I was gonna say, is that stuff was supposed to be delivered today, but it was coming USPS, and my tracking said that the package was at the post office ready for my pickup. But anyways, I had that shipped to my work, and we have a P.O. box at work. We don't have like an actual mail drop off, and I didn't realize it was coming USPS. So long story short, it was at the post office ready for pickup. I go to the post office, they don't have it. They say it's on the mail truck, but he's not gonna deliver it because there's not a delivery. So I have to wait for him to make his rounds, come back, drop it off, and then I can pick it up. Well, I ran into the mail guy. He said he didn't have it. He left it at the post office. So I don't know where it's at right now. We'll just have to wait and see. These wires that I hold in my hand right here is all that's stopping us from starting the S10 with the new Terminator setup. I think that's it. Let's find out. Alright, so we got the power and ground all hooked up, ran through the grommet, covered up, looking nice. Now you guys saw me use a heat shrink connector and then put heat shrink over it. That's overkill. You don't really need to do that, but I like the way it looks with the black heat shrink over the ends instead of that yellow, you know, terminal end heat shrink. So I just do that for my own preference. Like I said, it's overkill. You don't really need to do that. I also put some grommets or some boots on here because I was always kind of worried about stuff if I had anything in my bed coming over here and arcing between these two. So now that will be safe. There won't be any way for those two to touch. And I think, I mean, unless I'm forgetting something, I'm pretty sure that this thing's ready to fire up, or at least attempt to. I'm gonna take a second, just go over and double check everything and make sure it's ready, but I think we're ready to start this thing up. So hang tight. All right, well, we got lights. So that's good. Oh, the screen's on. All right, we'll see if my TPS sensor worked. Perform TPS auto set. Okay. Make sure ignition is on and engine is not started. Slowly press down to... It was successful. Check that out, it worked. Holy crap, something I did worked. That's awesome. So I think we'll go into here and let's pick multi-port GMLS 8 cubic inches. Let's do liters. This is hard to do with one hand. Trying to hold it and probably can't see. It's kind of hard to see this screen on film. Target idle. We'll say 730 sounds good. Camshaft specs. I don't remember. Let me Google it. It's that BTR Stage 2 turbo cam. 24 tooth, fuel pressure. We're just gonna leave it where it's at because we're not really running that anymore. Turbo power adder. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. There, you can kind of see now. Oh, that's right, I don't have... We're gonna do a Holley 3.5 bar. But I don't have that yet. Hopefully this will still work. Wide open throttle ignition timing at 0 PSI. Let's say... No, I'm just gonna change all this. This is just temporary. We will do... Let's see, 1 pound of boost. Start. All right, it's downloading. Please cycle ignition to complete the operation. Okay, lights shut off. Back on. All right, let's set that right there for now. See if this will start. All right, we'll be back after this commercial break. All right, so I found a loose ground on the back of the cylinder head for the coils. The bolt had bottomed out before getting tight, so the grounds were loose. Hopefully that takes care of it. So let's try it. Still nothing. Well, this is cool. I know it'll work. Just gotta figure out why it's not working. Son of a bitch! Alright guys, so I was feeling pretty defeated and couldn't figure out why this thing wouldn't start. I watched all sorts of YouTube videos. I checked, double checked, triple checked my wiring. Thought it was those loose grounds on the back of the heads. Took it off, sanded it down, cleaned it, put them back on, nothing. Started checking wiring diagrams and stuff like that. And basically just gave up on it for the night. And I was literally laying in bed a minute ago. You can see I'm out here in basically my pajamas. And it just had like a light bulb turn on. And I was like, I wonder if the power wire for the fuel injectors is the same one for the coils. So I started looking, and sure enough, the red wire I didn't hook up, that in the instructions says it only powers the fuel injector and the fuel pump, does power the coils too. So check it out, guys. Now it's like 11 o'clock at night, so I'm not gonna run it for very long, but it does run. All right, well, it runs, so that's good. I'm gonna go back to bed now. So like, comment, and share. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you on the next one.